Colne FC TV here with the gaffer Nathan Rooney following today's 3-2 win over Kendal Town, a hard-fought 3-2 win this afternoon. How would you assess this afternoon's game, gaffer?
It was a challenging one. It was a typical Boxing Day game, which we had a chat in the dressing room before the game. Sometimes you can level it out, especially with the conditions. So no, we had to come up with different things on the bench today, especially at half time. We played against a very direct team who played quite well, I've got to say. And you can see why they held Clitheroe midweek. But no, it's we've had a few days away. Obviously, they've spent a bit of time with the family, which sometimes it takes a bit of sharpness away from the football. And we saw that, but hopefully, like we've proven, good teams will find a way of winning.
Start with the first half, an early goal for Reese, and then that gets cancelled out by a quick fire free kick that gets a scuff, and then the guy gets a free shot at goal. How would you assess the first 45 minutes?
With the goal that we conceded, we were very disappointed because I think since we played the Prescott in the FA Cup, we haven't conceded a set play, and it does change the football, especially at this level. But no, Reese, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? 4 minutes of 1-0 up, we're thinking, not going to run away with it because we were expected. But we just lost a little bit of that intent to play, move the ball forward with pace. Tempo to the game, I think, obviously when it started raining and the conditions changed. But you have to adapt. And as I said to the staff, actually, it seems when we go 1-0 down or the opposition score, we seem to raise it again. And I don't want to be that team. I want us to raise it with us being 1-0 up. But it's a different type of game today. We've proven that in the past.
After such a bright start, were you disappointed to go into the break one apiece?
Yes and no. If you wanted my honest opinion, I called it before the game. I would have took a draw today. Like I said, because we haven't trained since Tuesday. It's festive period. I'm disappointed by certain aspects because I wanted it to be more exciting for people on Boxing Day today. But no, we kept it positive at half time. We spoke about the basics. We didn't speak about anything really much. A couple of tactical points where I think we could hurt them, but it was the basics. It was flicking things. It wasn't getting older things. But no, we got there in the end.
Yeah, the first half there were very few chances for either side. Obviously, their goal coming from their really only threat in the first half, and then to kick off the second half to concede so early, you must have been disappointed with that. Disappointed,
but we talk about not showing too much disappointment. I think it just brings you back down to certain levels. Fair play to Kendal. I thought, I'm not going to talk about game plans, that's not there, but they came here with the tails up from midweek. I think it was a really good test, playing off Hugo up top. Obviously the manager playing out there as well. But that happens in games. That second half is not us. If you'd seen that week in, week out, then I'd accept that and I would talk about that with the lads. But they've come out, obviously a little bit of positioning from a couple of players worked right, and it's a great finish. So I'll give him that credit.
It's happened a few times this season. I mean, Witness was one of them where we were 2-0 down at half time and came back to win that 4-3, 2-1 down today, and you got reaction from the lads that you really wanted.
Yeah, reaction, yeah, is the right word, but I think we talk about the fitness levels and we talk about players with a smile on their face running through the rain and the conditions. That's what we've put together this year. So I'd like to think that we're making people proud by willing to work hard for this club week in, week out. The football's not always going to be perfect. That's always going to be the case. Maybe that's been against us recently because we've played some really good football before the break and the second lockdown. But then we've come back and we've played really well last week. And then this week, it's a different game. So no, I'm overall I'm really happy. There's a couple of bits we discussed about slow starts, but it's not a bad habit of ours.
Let's just talk about the introduction of Alex Dodd. What an impact he had. His tenacity showed right from the get-go when he came on and we created the goal instantaneously.
That's what he's about, isn't it, really? His energy's always going to be there, but he can carry a ball as well. And I think when you're trying to be direct and put things in areas it's not quite coming off, someone just to pick up that loose ball who can then force the team back, that's what he does week in, week out. Bit of revelation for us, really, because he's not the most confident player. So I hope he gets that credit today, especially from here and the fans. But he's really growing in confidence and he's a player to look out for in the future.
In terms of creativity, there were plenty of chances created in the second half, especially at 2-2 before Dino scored the winner in the end. Does that please you that we created so many chances?
Yeah, especially what we're sometimes having to play on, which the weather doesn't seem to hold up here. But we're playing good football on very wet conditions. So I'd like to think when we get a chance to play on good conditions, that our level of play will be excellent as well. But no, we want to win games off set pieces. We work on them. The margins, and they're the ones who teams who always do them well defensively and attacking will be up there at the end of the season. Because like you've seen today, sometimes in games it's irrelevant what happens in between both 18-yard boxes. But no, we signed Dino to do that. He's popped up again, and great delivery from Ryan throughout the whole game, and that's what his job is as well.
So win catapults us to the top of the table. You rely on goals from all over the pitch to win league titles, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lovely little thing to have, especially now going into the new year. Got a tough game coming on New Year's Day, but having that bit of a gap, it's not a massive gap by the way. You know what I mean, things will change week in, week out. But when you've got your centre half, and we don't talk about defenders, look at the back three, look how they're performing, look at the wing backs, how much work they've got to do. Look at the midfielders, how much they've got to put themselves across. It's actually nice that other players are getting recognition. It's the whole squad. This team they love it. I mean, they love turning up to every single game, and I'm really pleased that Dino's got his winner today. So no, on to the next one.
We keep talking about Reece Foster. He keeps putting himself in the headlines. He keeps scoring goals, and another brace for him this afternoon.
He's enjoying himself, and I think sometimes you find a bit of a break within your game where you've not quite been at it. But if you look at Reece, if he's not been scoring, he's always providing. And obviously if he's not providing, he's scoring. So what else do you want from your striker? Especially when he's chasing things down there with a couple of minutes to go. Reece has been great for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to obviously retain players and put a new way of playing into certain lads, but he's embraced everything, and it's a credit to him. So I'd like him to know that from today.
So Clitheroe up next on New Year's Day. What sort of preparations will we be making ahead of that one?
Well, we'll be training. We'll be getting a couple of lads who's got a couple of niggles right. We'll have a really upbeat week. But for me, it's about enjoying our time with the family this week as well. You know what I mean? You go away, you play Christmas Day, and you expect people to turn up 100% today. It doesn't happen across every league in the country. So what we've got today is a brilliant outcome. So now it's about enjoying the victories, I should say, last couple of weeks, and taking that confidence into a tough fixture on New Year's Day, which we're going to be more than ready for. I'm hoping that now this run will continue, and hopefully it'll be hard to stop us, because we are playing with that confidence. And if it doesn't always go right, we won't show that disappointment. We won't be too high or too low. We'll continue to work hard.
A quick word on Charlie Russell. He came off injured. Have you got a quick summary of the extent of his injury?
It's not major. He was, like I said, he was brilliant last week as well. But sometimes if you get a knock, you can't always get back up to speed with the game. So that's where them subs were made today. Also with Tom Brown, nothing to worry about. Just look after him moving forward.
And I think it's great that the squad is so important. There's the strength and depth of the squad. I mean, look at Alex Dodd today, and the squad in Holt in total is very important, isn't it? Yeah,
we've not got a massive squad, have we?
No.
Probably got cover in 9 out of the 11 positions. But I think that breeds freshness. It breeds people who wanted to challenge each other. But like we've said to the subs as well, at the end, it's a team game, is this? And if they want to be in a winning team, and they want to be in a team who does well, then people on the side have to be ready to step on and make the impact, like Spencer did and like Alex Dodd did.
Gaffer, thank you very much, and we'll see you on New Year's Day.
Cheers, Tom, all the best.
Cheers,
thank you. Top man.